All right, but let's get into it. Picking up where we left off last time, as you guys recall, you guys had just traveled into the ooze grottos of the doomvault. The minute you arrived, you came into this room, and it appears that you disturbed a pile of bones with ooze around it, and the bones turned out to be ochre jellies, and you fought them. You just finished the battle with the ochre jellies. You're stained with this disgusting thick layer of ooze. Everything around you is there's a really acrid smell in this entire area. Everything looks like the walls themselves look like they're covered with jelly. And as you're recuperating from that battle you had last time, you see that your surroundings begin to fade again. And you remember this had happened last time when you were contacted by your patron goddess. As you
Hmm.
can see that the walls begin dissolving, and everything, your entire reality around you begins to dissolve, and you get whisked away into this stellar kind of a plane. You're not sure; it might be an astral sort of projection. And before you stands the silhouette of a enormous goddess that you've seen before. Although the silhouette seems a little bit clearer now, you can kind of make out the outlines of it. Behind this goddess, there's a bright light, and it's hard for you to even look at that light because it's so bright and blinding. And no matter how hard you try to focus on your goddess, you can't really make her out as you look forward. It seems like the power and the celestial divinity of her is just too much for you to even look upon. So this is all you can really kind of comprehend is the silhouette of a female goddess before you. And as she begins to speak, it appears that she has multiple voices that are speaking at the same time, and you're not sure if she's actually audibly speaking or perhaps communicating to you directly in your mind. And she says to all of you, she says, "So you've overcome another challenge in this hard place."
Yes, oh, Saloon, I believe we have.
Says before you move any further, I would inquire of another one of you. He says one of you here possesses divinity, ever so minute, perhaps a speck of a lineage, even the smallest amount of celestial blood flowing through generation to generation has come upon you. And it is well known those with celestial blood are ever so tied to destiny. She says, she says, which one of you has the celestial blood? She kind of
I'm in service of Naris Analar, and I have a celestial being at my summons. Is it me, possibly, Celine?
yes. You get an inspiration for correctly answering questions. It is you who possesses a speck of celestial lineage. Tell me, whose celestial blood do you possess?
My grandmother was a close confidant of Naris Analar.
Indeed, she was. But did you know that while your grandmothers devoutly worshipped the gods of the elves, in secret she kept a shrine to another?
I was not aware of that.
For she knew of her own blood and of yours.
Tell me, to whom did she keep the shrine?
He says, and then he says, the celestial garden afforded to you. That guardian is of the same blood as yours. It is my blood.
Oh, that's quite a surprise.
Perhaps.
Quite a pleasant surprise.
Perhaps. Says, but as I had said, the possession of divinity comes with a price, and that is the price
Yes.
of destiny and of fate. He says, when you meet your fate, and that is a fate that you do not wish, will you succumb to grief and despair, or will you embrace your celestial fate?
I would hope that I would embrace it. I guess I do not know until the time comes.
And what if this fate is against the nature of your goodwill?
I guess I'll have to weigh the consequences and weigh the morals by which I have lived to see which way the scales tip.
Perhaps, but there's a certain flow of fate, you see. Fate and destiny will occur whether you struggle against it or not. It is not
Yes.
it is not my prerogative to tell you whether you should struggle against your fate or not. That is your meaning of existence, your free will. But it's the weaving of fate is where I come in. And she says, I will be watching closely when your fate is unraveled. And because of your response, we can give you everybody a nice temporary 9 hit points.
Wow.
Nice.
Thank you.
Thank you.
As she releases you once again from the plane, you guys see the grotesque halls of the ooze grotto once again begin to solidify, and as she leaves, you smell a hint of possibly something like fruit, something very pleasant, something like strawberries or fruit or something like that as she disappears. But then that smell is immediately replaced with this acrid sulfurous muck of the ooze grottos that you're trapped in.
I'm not sure what now. Are the oozes coming back alive, or
You
can you kind of repeat what you said? I was like, I got
I was saying, I was describing the environment around you as you're in these stone halls that that are just completely consumed with this acrid smell that actually stings your nose. You've managed to destroy the two oozes that attacked you, but the smell is lingering.
Yeah. So we probably ought to leave, guys. I don't think I can stand the smell any longer.
What about that magic circle up there?
And what was up here again?
That's a black gate that you're not attuned to.
Okay.
When you say leave, do you mean go down this hallway or where we came?
Wasn't that the way that we? No, I mean go down that hallway. Wasn't that
All
what we had
The hallway
to the south?
Yeah.
So there's a very long hallway to the south. You can hear as you start slowly going through the hallway, you can hear that there's some weird sloshing noises in an alcove to the east. Straight down in the hallway, you can see a faint glimmer of light.
Maybe we need somebody with a high perception to.
Lead the way.
Mhm.
Who's the wise one?
Well, I have 0.
I also have 0.
Let's see. I have -1. You want me to do it?
What does Neris have?
I got 5. You got the best perception.
All right, I'll do it. Tiny Marble Kicks will do it because she's got a +9.
What the hell?
Why'd you wait until I got a 0?
I wanted to hear what everybody else had first.
You're all right. 0, 0, -1. Well, I guess you guys should know I have a 9. Like what the? Really?
Tiny's kind of shy.
All right.
Hit it. Bad.
Should I just lead the way down, or should I?
I mean, you be looking and did you say we had sloshing noises to the east? Maybe you should peek around that corner or whatever and see if you can see
So
anything.
as you approach down halfway down this corridor, you see that it branches off to a room to the east, and you hear a lot of kind of sloshing noises and whispering noises. And you look over, and it opens up to a chamber. What appears to be some sort of temple. The chamber has several stone benches and columns, and it has a raised altar with some sort of holy symbol on top of the altar. You'd have to get closer to see what it is.
I'm logging back in. I can't tell if people move down, but I wanted to bring up that I'm going to be the first person who's ever leading since we're not sneaking, with who's ever up front. That's all I want to
do. You want to be up front, did you say?
Yeah, if we're sneaking,
I'll move you.
I'll be in the back, but if we're not, thank you.
So there are dozens of skeletons just kind of sloped across these stone benches. And there's 2 shady-looking figures that are just you hear what it sounds like stone dragging on stone as these figures are moving around. You're not sure what they're doing. You'd have to get closer.
Hey, Dorak, can you use Divine Sense to maybe check? Tiny said there was some skeletons and stuff strewn out over the benches inside there. Maybe to check, maybe if they are. Does that detect undead?
That would detect undead, right?
That will. Presence of strong evil, relation. You know the location of any celestial, fiend, or undead within 60 feet of you that is not behind total cover.
I mean, it don't cost any kind of spell slot or anything. It's just an innate ability.
That's just an action. Yep.
So as you're kind of assessing what to do, you're trying to activate your divine sense. One of these figures starts walking down. It's a humanoid-looking figure, and it appears that this figure is wearing stone boots and is dragging the boots on the ground. The figure has a bucket and is pouring some slimy material on top of the skeletons. Doesn't seem to be paying much attention to you from where you're looking. And you do sense that there's undead.
Okay, yes, I am seeing or sensing there is undead, Maris. What do you think we should do?
Can I reckon? I come around here. Do I recognize the creatures by any chance?
Yeah, they look zombie like. You think they're similar to the creature you fought earlier. They're undead servants. Because when you're standing there, they don't look at you. They don't seem to be paying much attention to you. They seem to be just going about their business. They are taking buckets full of this slimy material and pouring them on top of the skeletons.
Would you like me to go in?
Yeah, just kind of stroll in and look and see what else you can see.
All right, John.
You know, we'll make sure to keep an eye on you in case they make any movements towards you.
Absolutely, John.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw I'm gonna throw a stealth in the tower and just. I'm not necessarily being sneaky. I'm just trying not to be overly loud. That's all I'm going for.
Well,
And I'm gonna walk in.
You can roll a stealth if you want to try to be.
I'm like I said. I'm not trying to do something like fucking crazy here. I'm assuming I'm not necessarily concealing myself. I'm just trying to walk in the room without being seen. I'm not trying to sneak in the shadows or anything. Just slip into the room initially.
So these two creatures, clearly undead now that you're a little bit closer. They seem to be just kind of moseying along. It seems like they are performing some sort of task.
Okay.
I think you were rolling with disadvantage. Oh, because you have armor on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you approach and the creature immediately turns its head and looks at you.
And I wave at the creature. Greetings.
The
Where's your map?
creature does not appear to be able to communicate with you. He just looks at you.
And I say, I'm not here to cause harm or to interrupt. I'm just looking for your master.
You're pretty sure the creature does not speak or understand what you're saying. It just looks at you. It's still holding its bucket. It was about to pour a bunch of slime over a skeleton that was sitting on a bench when you walked over to it, and it's now just staring at you with
Zarek
a
would be pretty intense
with like a
and
with a vacant look on its face.
okay. Yes.
I'm standing there behind him, and can I look at the slime and maybe use a medicine check or something to see if I can figure out what that is?
Or you can check an Arcana, or an Arcana would do.
I think Tolan would probably be better with Arcana. Yeah. Hey, Tolan, come over here and see if you see what the Solon is. So Tolan's going to roll it then.
Try to get a little closer to take a look at the slime and see if I can get any mystical readings off of it or whatever. Where's my?
Dorak, I see that you're like there's a lot of noise coming out of your microphone. It's constantly pinging.
Yeah, it sounds like a fan is on.
Where's my tower? That is a good question.
Mine's right here on the screen.
Are you still hearing it?
No.
No.
No. Oh, there it is. Found it.
Sorry for the interruption.
You believe that this slime is similar to the jelly, the ooze you fought before. These oozes are creations. They don't naturally exist. They're created by wizards usually. They are created for the purpose of generally either cleaning up the dungeon or for protection because they're formidable opponents. They usually are just instinctual. They will attack any living creature.
What about the whites? Or whatever they.
Oh, the whites are undead servants. They appear to be performing some sort of task that that the undead typically wouldn't just do unless they were commanded.
Actually, let me ask you this: are they armed?
Yes.
What are they carrying? From what can I see?
Let me see. These whites. Oh, they are. They don't have weapons. They have very long claws, and they tend to enjoy kind of draining your blood and your soul.
Okay.
Right now, they appear to be just programmed to keep doing this task. So as you step into the room, they stop their task and stare at you.
Where are they getting? Where were they getting the slime from?
Oh, the slime is all over the floor, as you can see it spilled all over the ground. So what they're doing is they are scooping the slime off the floor and pouring it onto the bones.
Okay. Have we heard the Wraith talk before or no? Anyone remember?
Previously, there was some sort of whisper, some sort of entity that was talking about vengeance, but not these undead. They seem to be just.
Okay.
If I move close, do they look like they're getting more aggressive the closer I get?
They look like they're very wary.
Now, I don't know how long it has been, but I cast daylight on him.
Yes, that would
So
have still.
Pardon?
That was on last time we
Oh,
talked.
so I need to take that off of you then.
Yeah, it's off by now. That lasts because you took a
it
short
lasts an
rest.
hour.
So
Yeah, we did
I'll
take a
take
short
that off.
I got it off. I took it off of him.
No, if you walked in there with daylight, the Wraiths
Strength.
wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I checked, because I just happened to remember that I had cast it on him.
I score 25 in stealth, but daylight's on.
Yeah.
They're like, what the where is this coming from?
They're too
How about the
blind
potion of Hill Giant Strength? Would that still be there? But would I still have that?
How long does it last? I can look it up.
It was
1 hour.
Oh, then
So-
then it's over. Because you guys took a short rest.
Okay, thank you. Potion of water breathing also, since we took the short rest.
Oh, that was off a long time ago.
So I just want to delete it.
Yeah.
Well, and aid.
Aid lasts
That's
for
aid.
8 hours, I think.
Okay.
But it was probably cast for greater than 8 hours ago because it was cast before long rest.
No, you casted it when we came back.
I mean, that was my plan whenever we was done with, just before the long rest, because I got the extended sorcerer points, which extends it to the next day.
Yeah, so we should be fine then. Okay. I'm gonna walk over here.
The undead creatures continue to just eyeball you as you move around.
What is this square next to me?
That's a large altar, and you can see on top of the altar, as you get closer, you can see there's a holy symbol on top of it. You may not recognize. You can roll a religion, but you may not recognize that symbol.
Can I roll a history?
Religion, history, maybe. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You're not sure. It's not, not part of your studies.
I'd ask, does anyone recognize this? I don't think I've seen anything about this in books before.
Tolan, do you have a...
So the symbol is a purple eye.
Purple eye.
Yeah, it's a it's an eye surrounded by a circle. It's clearly a religious symbol just because of the way it's presented on top of the altar. It's on a dais. The symbol itself doesn't look like it's radiating magic or anything. It's just there, probably for worship.
And that is about right here,
Yeah.
or on like the sides of the altars. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. So someone will take a look at it, try to assess what it looks like. Not really being much of a
I'll take a
religion.
I'll take a religion check. I mean, naturally, it's a religious symbol.
Sure. All right, I'll give religion a chance.
It's you think you might have seen it before somewhere. You're not really sure.
I don't quite recognize this stuff, but it's something.
Now, do these creatures, these undead creatures, do they react at all when we're moving all around all over the place?
They
And they're not really.
they stand in place and they stare at you.
I wanted to check just check the walls out for any signs of maybe hidden doors or little alcoves or anything of that nature.
You take a thorough look at the walls. They're stone. They're covered with this kind of a goopy, sticky slime material, similar to the ooze on the floor. But you don't see any secret doors or anything that could be.
Okay.
Is the altar also covered in slime, or
Yeah, there's a little bit of slime around the altar as well.
what about the holy symbol?
The holy symbol appears to be the dais with a holy symbol on it doesn't appear to be covered with slime.
And Tiny Marble Cakes will comment and says,
Meow, at least they had enough reverence to not cover this with slime, meow meow.
pointing out to the holy symbol. And I think Tiny Marble Cakes will also look at the holy symbol. Is it alright if I also roll that religion check? Or?
Yeah, sure. You recognize this symbol as the symbol of Gaunadour. Gaunadour. The Gaunadour is an evil god of outcasts. Outcasts, the misused, the discarded, and oozes.
God of oozes. What do you have to do to get that job?
The god of the misused, outcast, and oozes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So it fits the theme of this whole place being full of oozes, and now you have an
Right.
altar to the god of oozes.
And Tiny Marble Cakes is kind of sorrowful about it, not because of the whole ooze thing, but because the whole thing with the misused and the outcast, like thinking that, okay, this is an evil god who is taking advantage of the misused and the outcasts.
Well, typically monsters that are inclined to worship gods would want to worship a god like this because they obviously are not accepted into society probably because they are outcasts or they're outright evil. And they would worship a god like this, and God, because he grants them certain powers. You see, the two wraiths are just fixed on you as you're close to that holy symbol. They're just eyeing you.
Are they actually wraiths?
Yeah,
Because I have
well, you're
my
close enough. You do think that they're not wraiths. I'm sorry, they're whites. I got
okay.
my undead
Because I
confused.
have my magic weapon that has magic light, so that would.
The wraiths are incorporeal. These creatures are corporeal. They're like souped up zombies.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, if they're not attacking us, let's go see if we get through that other gate.
You go over and there's a white gate. Unfortunately, you do not possess the attunement for this zone.
Okay.
So you're not able to activate the white gate. You look across the white gate, it appears to lead to a different room, and that room seems to have you see that there's a figure in that room, and the white gate's very opaque and obscuring, so it's hard to see completely through it. But you think you see a figure, and there's a whole bunch of like cots.
Whole bunch of what?
I heard icons or something with a C and ending with a K.
I think it was
Cots,
cots.
like yeah,
Like
the
you lay
military,
on them.
like a military triage, a whole bunch of cots.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes more sense.
There appears to be a figure kind of moving around in that room. You see a figure walk over to one of the cots and then lay down on the cot. It's hard to make out who the figure is because the gate is very obscuring and opaque, and obviously that figure doesn't notice you.
All right, let's unless you guys want to actively do something in this room, I suggest we keep going down the hallway.
Meow.
Do we want to? Did anybody check up there for anything that could be hidden in that altar or on top of that altar?
No,
Check.
I don't think so. I checked the walls and stuff. I never checked the altar.
Yeah. I'm considering scooping some ooze and pouring it on the symbol.
Paladin.
Yeah.
You don't have an issue with these undead, do you?
Well, except we could have enemy behind us. That's the only thing. If we
Well, yeah, of course, but that's also why
Meow.
the paladin, if he has any issues with these undead
the
creatures.
paladin. Oh,
Well, actually, I do. But
I do.
I'm trying. I don't know. I mean, we don't have to battle every time.
Are you
mean,
gonna check the altar?
It depends on your oath.
Oath of Ancient. Well, somebody else probably would want to check it. That would have.
These undead were raised by magic, clearly an abomination. They were raised by magic to act as servants, and it seems like they're performing some sort of task.
I mean, I could cast daylight again and see what they do.
Yeah, that'll probably be.
Well, that wouldn't matter since I have the magic light on my weapon. That would do something to them if they was light.
Is your magic light just light, or is it?
Sheds bright light.
Is it like daylight?
It says bright light.
I think it's just light, though. Right, John? As in the light spell.
Well, what? It depends on what weapon you're talking about.
It's the mace.
Oh, the mace just sheds light. It's not the daylight spell.
Okay.
Not a drift globe.
Can I roll an investigation check on the altar to see if there's anything hidden or anything like that?
Yeah, sure.
That'd be a good idea.
While we're spending our time up here, I'll give you I'm going to help you out with that.
All right. What's your investigation modifier?
It probably is higher than yours, to be honest.
I know mine's a +2.
Investigation +7.
All right, how about this? Do you want to just roll with advantage?
Yeah, I'll just do that.
That way you roll, and I'll give you the help action to give you advantage.
Yep. Tiny's gonna help me in the way. Keep checking out this altar, see if there's any hidden nooks or crannies or anything, and then put that in the
You
You
think
want me to re-roll it?
the altar appears to be trapped. This holy symbol resting on top of the altar is balancing off what appears to be a spring with poison needles.
Oh.
And then Tiny Marble Cakes comments as,
Good thing Meow didn't touch that, Meow Meow.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave it up to Zarlok and Dorak, because we can go on down and we can just continue to investigate and just leave this room alone for right now, or... I mean,
Look, I understand me, but I would eventually talk to all of you, telepathically at least, and say this one after the other. But I would tell you all each telepathically, listen, unless we're going to destroy these undead beings, let's move on. If we're staying here, or if you guys feel that could be a threat, then let's set up and attack them. Otherwise, let's move on. However, if we do attack them, I would imagine our ability to, negotiate potentially would go down the drain, considering these are undead servants of someone controlling them.
well, we already killed one of the
Yes,
whites.
but those were hostile. These are not. I could figure us talking our way out of that easier than this.
Let's leave, Meow Meow.
Yeah, I think we can leave. Not
Yeah, so we
I
go
think
ahead
if we
and
start fighting the other guys in the other room, probably end up coming in and joining in on the battle anyway. But
and that might be a way to get a key.
and then
All right.
as we leave Tiny Marble
we
Cakes,
can always come back. I mean,
and,
Yes.
Yeah.
and then comments and says,
No idea what you.
So as you you kind of just leave those things be, and I'm going to take them out of the combat tracker just because
okay.
I can't cluster, but they're still there. Obviously, I gotta remove them because it's gonna slow down the game.
Do
Okay.
they just stare at us as we leave?
They just stare at you as you walk out the room.
Do they continue doing what they're doing once we get
Yeah,
further away?
once you leave the room, after a few seconds, they just look away and they just go back to scooping up this slime and pouring it over the skeletons.
Well, they're probably creating oozes, according to what John said. So those
Yeah,
skeletons will probably end up turning into oozes.
So you know that these oozes are creations. They're not natural creatures. They are created by wizards, people with arcane skill, for the purpose of generally for cleaning the dungeon or to be used as protection. That's how they come into being. Oozes include the ochre jelly, other different types of oozes, and gelatinous cubes. And you guys, so as you guys go further south into this hallway, you hear this sloshing. You hear
That's right.
sloshing and bubbling, and the smell just gets so overpowering as you come into this room. You look into it, and this is some sort of horrible experiment is going on over here. It's an enormous chamber of gray stone, and the chamber is filled with several stone vats. The stone vats are all made out of very, very kind of strong kind of limestone, kind of not limestone, like shale, like something that just can't be dissolved. Very strong material. And at the center of the chamber, there's a huge fountain that's spewing black liquid into the air. And it's a wide pool. The fountain appears to be funneling liquid into these stone vats. you look on and there's a lot of bubbling going on, so this place is kind of noisy. You look at the east of this room, and you see that there's a black curtain. Also, in this room, there are also several undead. I'm gonna put them into the tracker. A lot more than there were in the other room. So there's a bunch of skeletons that are animated. There's two more of these whites, and they are milling about. You see that they're prodding and poking into the vats. One of these skeletons has a big stick, and he's mixing the ooze inside the vat. And of course, the minute you walk into this room, they all just stop and stare at you.
That's just odd.
And what is that? There's another gate, a white gate?
To the south, there's another white gate.
And what's to the east? My character is right.
A curtain.
A black
He
curtain.
said there was a curtain.
A black curtain.
Okay, I'm going to walk over. And can I peek behind the curtain?
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
The computer went all weird.
Well, before you peek behind the curtain, you notice that underneath the curtain, there's kind of glimmers of candlelight kind of filtering through, and you see some shadows moving about. So,
Are these creatures paying more attention to certain people? Like,
they are eyeing all of you. The closer you are, the more they eye you as you walk into this room. They stopped their work to just kind of stare at you. And you get to the curtain, and you lift the curtain ever so slightly, and you peek inside, and you see the back of a red wizard. It's a female red wizard, and it appears that she is standing at a table. Next to her is a very fancy-looking bed. I'll just open the curtain for you. The room is a very well-adorned room, and there are bookshelves just stacked full of books. The red wizard is standing right here, and she is at her desk, and you can see that she has all these test tubes, and she's just mixing things in her test tubes, reading the books. There are rows and rows of these arcane tattoos in the back of her head and her neck.
Great.
And Zarek, as you walk into the room, you notice on this table, and she is so busy with her work, you are able to kind of lean into the room without her noticing. And you notice on this table, there appears to be some sort of crystal rod. And the crystal rod starts kind of vibrating as you walk in. Now, the closer you walk to the rod, the harder it vibrates.
Has she turned around yet?
She's too busy with her work.
Okay. I'm going to walk up right behind her. And I'm going to say, how is your research going?
Okay. Is the curtain drawn back, or is this curtain still there?
I could see, if that's what you mean.
No, I mean,
Through?
did you bring the curtain back, or did you leave the curtain where it is and sneak and go under the curtain or something?
Yeah, no, I split it open a little bit.
So when you open up the curtain, is anybody else looking through to where Zarek is?
I guess Tiny might, just from her location, like keep an eye out for Zarek, along with anything else in this room that she's in.
Are you looking into the room?
Well, the distance is probably far enough that, let's see, how far is it from
75 feet.
75 feet.
From you.
Probably not close enough to see exactly what's in there, but
I mean, you could see bed and me and Her, probably.
How tall are the vat? How tall are the square vats?
They're about 10 feet tall.
Okay,
So
well, I
that
can't see through the square vat.
skeleton has to actually climb up a set of stairs to kind of start stirring.
Okay, yeah, I can't see nothing because the vat. I'm a short dwarf, so I can't see.
I'm thinking those vats are probably obscuring most of our vision. Actually,
Yeah, I would
if they're
imagine
that
so.
tall.
I mean, I would say if he opened the curtain, he probably opened it maybe like that much, if anything.
Yeah,
Down there, I would say I wouldn't be able to see.
Probably say maybe just enough for him to get in.
Well, I could, but yeah, so let's say 10 feet, and that would be fine. If that's
So-
fine with you, that's fine.
So Zarek, as you speak, the minute you speak to her, she gets startled. As she gets startled, you see one of the tattoos on the back of her head lights up with arcane power, and a spell is automatically whisked about you. I need. Oh, you don't even get a save on this one.
I don't.
Zarek,
Oh,
Zarek, you actually know what's happening to you because you are a plane traveler. You get whisked away to another plane. You disappear. Whoop, you're gone. The red wizard. So everybody else, Zarek disappears, but I guess you guys don't even see what happened in there. You hear a shout like, "Oh, what was that? What was that?" This was coming from the red wizard, and then
did she turn around when that happened, or was I gone before she turned around?
She didn't even turn around. The minute you startled her, that there was an arcane symbol on her forehead lit up. It was one of her tattoos, and you got you're now Zarek. You find yourself in a strange plane full of walls, and you look around and you don't know where you are. So you start walking down a corridor. The corridors are all made out of some sort of planar arcane energy, and you're just running around these corridors. You feel like you're lost in some sort of strange shadow plane, and all of a sudden the red wizard comes out. And she says, "What was that?" And as she comes out of the curtain, everybody else, you look at her and you recognize her.
Was that the
You met her before.
Queen?
Yes, you met her before. You met her at the party in Elkabar.
Well, she must have left before the explosion.
She runs out holding her forehead. And you can see there's a symbol on her forehead that's glowing, and she's holding it. She says, "My contingency. What happened?" And she ran out. She runs out, and she sees all of you, and she freezes. Absolutely shocked to see you here. And she's sitting there, and she just her expression is completely blank as she stares at you, and you stare at her for like 3 seconds. And then a big, wide smile comes across her face. "It's you! It's you!
It's you!
She seems
So
to be
good to see you.
She's happy to see you. She runs over. She says, "I can't believe you're here."
I can't believe I'm here either. Do you know what happened to our friend?
What friend?
Well, we was just kind of looking around in here and trying to figure out what was going on, and he looked behind the curtain, and all of a sudden there was a flash, and he was gone.
She's like, "Oh, that's where my contingency went." And you see her like rubbing her bald forehead at this arcane symbol. She says, "Oh, which contingency was that? Huh?
Oh, great.
Was it a banishment or a maze? Oh, it must have been a maze."
Well, can I help you? I mean, can I look at your
Your friend will be back in 10 minutes. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, good. Phew, I was a little worried about. I seen that flash and you came running out of there, but wow! Imagine my surprise when I saw you.
She says, "What?
So you're back here working on your oozes, are you?
What in the world are you doing here in the Doom Vault? How did you get access here? How did you get clearance?"
Well, it's a funny story. we came trying to find you actually because I was so interested to hear more about your oozes. So we got permission from another red wizard that we knew from some other adventures that we've been in, and I told her exactly what I wanted and who I wanted to see, and she immediately said, "Oh, you're talking about the Queen of the Oozes," and I said, "Yeah."
All right,
So yeah,
we're in another skill challenge. I need you to roll a deception for me. This is all dice tower.
okay. I want to use an inspiration.
Sure.
Yep. Deception. There we go.
All right. We're going down. We're in a skill challenge, so everybody in the skill challenge, you on your turn, you may act. Tiny. So you guys are trying to convince Sarkella, the transmutation red wizard. You're trying to convince her that you belong here and that you're not here to destroy the Doomvault and the red wizards. Tiny, what do you do?
Well, she'll probably say something that would support Neris' story. And
Yeah, Tiny was at the party, so she would probably remember Tiny too.
She does.
She would have stood out.
Oh, she remembers the four of you. Actually, the only person she hasn't met has been warped to another
Charlotte,
dimension.
yeah.
She didn't even lay eyes on Zarek.
So I believe Derek would know that he was. Would that be correct?
What?
We did see Zarek would know he was banished, correct? Because we did see the banishment on the dragon turtle too.
This is seems whatever spell this is a lot more powerful than just banishment. So Zarek, you're running through this astral plane full of corridors that twist and turn, and you're trying to find your way out of it.
All right, so I believe Zarek would think that it was some form of that is what I'm getting. Because that's what.
Yeah, it's some form of that. You recognize it just being a plane traveler.
Yeah,
but you trying to overcome the magic that's banishing you is very difficult right now. So Tiny, what do you do on your turn?
all right, I'm just gonna support Neris and say,
Yeah, Meow Meow met another red wizard that said that she could get us into the doomvault, and we told her we mentioned you when we met you at the party, Meow Meow.
Okay, that's another deception.
all right, and in the tower it goes.
Because you are indeed telling a lie, so it is your deception skill. All right, Tolan, you're up.
We were so impressed with your work. We were trying to meet other red wizards, and they were impressed with like the many things that we were able to share. And as you can tell, like, unfortunately, as we walk in there, I'm pretty sure I'm still wearing a red wizard robe, and she's probably curious about that. So and they one of them was really impressed with some of the magic I was doing. And they thought that hanging out with you would possibly.
So you're telling her this while wearing a red wizard robe?
Well, I didn't take it off. I've been wearing it.
Okay, so your deception gets disadvantage. It's very, very unusual for somebody that's not a red wizard as a gnome to be wearing a red wizard robe.
You guys don't necessarily have to lie. You could just say things to help.
Yes, it's up to you.
Yeah, he's not forcing you to lie.
What this skill challenge is you say what you want to do, and I'll ask you to roll a skill check that's appropriate to what you're doing. So if you're doing something that you're good at, you're more likely to succeed.
Yeah. But all I'm thinking of at the time right now is trying to support the other guys.
Sure. Then in that case, that would be deception. It would be a deception with disadvantage. You're trying to tell them trying to tell the story while you're wearing a red wizard robe.
Yeah.
You could also opt to say nothing, or just say, "Hey, nice to see you again." Like,
Yes, you can also.
But-
You don't have. You can say, "I don't know what to do. I'm just going to. I'm just going to hang out."
Well, Tolan's always willing to try to back up his buddies. He would have tried. He just stumbling over his words a bit. Not trying sure because he was just mystified by the red.
So that'll be a little bit more
buddies-
difficult for you to kind of talk your way out of this one. So.
Yeah.
All right. Neris, you already went. Dolrak, how are you going to contribute to this?
So I nonchalantly walk up to her, and I said, "You look like you've lost some weight. Is that a new robe?"
Oh!
And I said, "It's been so long since we've seen each other."
Dolrak in the cave.
And I was just, "How you been?" So basically, I'm just trying to take her mind off of what's going on.
That can you can use a persuasion for.
That's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful.
All right. Zarek, what you need to do is roll an intelligence saving throw. See if you can get out of this. You're going through this. You're going through this labyrinth, this astral labyrinth. It's a saving throw. It doesn't have to be tower. You're still in a labyrinth. All right, so I'm going to tell you how you're doing because you can see it on Sarkella's face that she's narrowing her eyebrows. She's looking at you guys like something is a little bit off. Like you're going to have to really convince her that you belong here. Back up in initiative, Tiny.
Tiny Marble Cakes will begin a conversation about Gondadar.
Oh, is that Gondadar? Okay. So when you mention Gondauer, it's hard to pronounce his name. When you mention Gondauer, Sarkella gets excited because she loves oozes, and Gondauer is the patron god of oozes, and she loves tapping into the divine powers of Gondauer to empower her ooze creations. So you may roll a religion to talk about Gondauer, but you roll with advantage because you're talking about oozes.
All right. So religion with advantage. In the tower. Pow.
All right. Tolan, you're up.
Tolan's gonna look very interested and just investigate the pit over here. I said, and just say you got a nice setup here. I'm very curious of what experiments you're currently working on. And just investigate the.
Oh, those are my creations. You can roll an investigation on the pit. I'll give you that. So as you look inside the pit, you notice that this is some sort of a mixture that is soon to become some form of ooze. And you see that these pseudopods are kind of coming out and extending out of the pit haphazardly, trying to reach up out of the pit. And you notice something very peculiar because as you go near the pit, the pseudopods appear to be, when they reach out, they can't fully get out of the pit. So what happens is one pseudopod reaches out and it stays there, and another pseudopod reaches out on top of that, and a third and it keeps reaching until the ooze itself seems to hoist itself out of the pit. Until that skeleton takes one of his club and starts banging the ooze back down, so it won't escape. And
Jeez.
and you come to the realization that these oozes are able to kind of come up with problem-solving abilities. I mean, that's very unusual for ooze because they're usually just a creature. Yeah, they're usually just this creation that just reacts by instinct and absorbs anything that's living, and attacks and absorbs anything that's living. So to be able to deduce how to get out of the pit, that's pretty impressive. So I'll give you that. And you mentioned that to Sarkella.
Yeah, very fascinating.
She says
Your creatures and your
that's a
primitive-
very astute observation. She says happily. She's very happy that you made that observation. Okay, we're up to Neris.
Okay, hey, I couldn't help but notice we came walking down through here, and there was a chapel on up the hallway a little bit there, and we kind of peeked in there, and actually one of the first times I'd ever encountered any oozes was in a chapel, and that chapel, it was a mess. It was dirty, grimy, and I mean it was just dirty, but I noticed that the banner of Gandahar that was hanging, that was back there, was kept clean, and I was just so impressed by that. And then also I noticed that the your servants were pouring a certain concoction onto the some skeletons that were laying in the benches, and I was just baffled by what that was. I wonder if you could explain that to me.
Yes, she looks at you and she says, "Oh well, just part of the part of the process of creating oozes. You see, oozes have to come from living material, and living material, the more intricate the flesh, the more powerful the ooze, and nothing more intricate than people, of course. Slaves, prisoners of war, ne'er-do-wells." He says, so the more we cover them with acid, the more the acid dissolves their flesh and strengthens the ooze.
So do these skeletons become oozes that are in these benches?
Oh, not the skeletons. The skeletons
No.
we can raise later as servants, as you can see. And she points to one of the skeletons and he waves at you. Says, "No, it's the flesh. The flesh is the life force that spurns the ooze." And you can see she's talking excitedly, like she's really thrilled by this.
So
Yeah.
these oozes were so basically they were bodies, and then your servants pouring this acid over them slowly dissolved the organic material away, and this organic material ends up becoming more oozes. Is that right?
Yes, that's
That
the
is
very
fascinating.
nature of creating an ooze.
Yes. Wow. I did not know that. You just like at the party where we met, you are so educational. Have you sent those volumes of books about oozes to where I asked you to send them to
Oh,
yet?
actually, I did. I think just
Well,
just
good.
that you mentioned the and you asked for the volume of oozes, I'll give you a success on that one. And then
Okay.
finally, we come to Dolrak. It looks like you guys are kind of turning her opinion because she seems a little bit more interact. She's starting to remember that she had a great interaction with you at the party, and you guys are not like some mysterious characters. You're people. You're her friends. Dolrak, one last thing. Are you going to fail it for everybody?
No, I'm not going to fail it. So as I was still standing there next to her, and I was just kind of charming her a little bit, I do reach into my pouch and I pull out a flask. I said, "Well, here, let's have cheers for seeing each other again." So I take a drink out of the flask, and I hand her the flask.
Oh, and she happily does a cheer with you. Are you? Is there some poison in the flask?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
just flask of whiskey.
Okay,
Just trying to, yeah.
she happily drinks with you. She's already pretty happy with you from you being able to take her opinion. That was a skill challenge. The DC was 16. You guys have 5 successes and 3 failures. So you are able to convince her that you're her friends and you belong here, and she's not as suspicious as she was of why you're here. So Zarek, I'll have
Hmm.
roll another intelligence saving throw. Otherwise, you'll be back in 10 minutes. That won't do it. Zarek,
Yeah. So
you're lost in the astral maze.
that's
So
terrible.
she turns to you. She says, "Just please tell me how did you end up coming to the Doom Vault? Who let you in here? It's just I thought this place, the security was so tight that only red wizards and their most only the registered red wizards would be able to come here. I wasn't told of anybody coming to see me."
Well, you know how there was that magical explosion in the city?
But
Like, we
her
were
her
like in
her
the
face goes
outskirts of
blank
that.
and she says, "Oh, the black flame, yes."
I mean, we were like just outside of it, but like all of a sudden, like we felt this like magical energy, and like we got transported into this area, and like we're still kind of lost trying to figure out what's going on. I mean,
So then her
obviously,
eyes start scrutinizing you again. And she says, "You got transported by that here?"
like I said, it's hard to believe. I like I said, I don't understand how we got here
She
from
says,
that.
That's quite unusual because the Doom Vault is an anti-magic zone. No plane of travel can come in or out of the Doom Vault. The only planes that can exist are within the Doom Vault itself, unless it's, of course, divine, the will of a god itself." She points at you.
Does she point to anybody specifically, or the
No,
all of us
no, no, no. She was
collectively?
talking to Toland, so she pointed at him.
Oh, I mean, obviously, yeah. I mean, we had a strange vision, and on our way to this, at least I had a strange vision on our way to this mysterious vault, doom vault, you call it, and there was this mystical lady who, like, when talking to us, like it sounded like many voices and everything,
She looks at you,
telling
and
us,
you see like her brows furrow, and she says, "I would be careful about who you say something like that to around here." She says, "I don't know if you understand that the Red Wizards, we are harvesting chosen." She says, "What you're saying sounds a lot like you might be chosen, and I'm sure you're not. You're my friends, I'm sure you're not, but I'm just giving you a fair warning."
"Oh, I appreciate the warning. I mean, our interactions with you have always been pleasant, and I am hoping to keep things pleasant. Like I
She
said,
says,
we're
she
just
said,
travelers.
yeah,
You know we're travelers, not
she
knowing the
said,
area,
she
and
tells you,
we're
she's like,
trying our
in
best."
fact, every red wizard in the Doomvault has been given a tuning rod, and and you see, she raises her hand, and you see from her room that a crystal rod starts floating out through telekinesis. And as the rod gets closer and closer to her, Dolrak, you're standing right next to her. The rod begins to vibrate, and she looks at the rod vibrating, and she looks at you, Dolrak. And then the rod hits her hand, and the rod's vibrating, and then she points the rod at you, and the rod starts vibrating violently, and she takes a step back. She says, "By all the foul gods, you're chosen." And she kind
And I just
of stares at all of you for a second, and then she kind of thinks about it for a second, and she says, "But you know what? Tam can take his stupid chosen. He can take his stupid missive and shove it up his ass. I don't care." And she just casts the rod aside. "Ah, you're my friends."
I'm so glad that you said that because we really like you. We really consider you one of our friends as well.
She says, "I have no idea why Zaztan is having us waste all of our resources chasing down these God chosen, as if they're worth anything." He says, "Doesn't he know the future of the Red Wizards is with oozes?"
I couldn't agree with you more.
I
Especially
concur.
after listening to you. That's why I can't wait to get home and
So,
when I get done with his
so
adventure to
10,
read your
10 minutes
books.
have passed, and Zarek, you get transported. You get sucked right back into into the room where you were before. Are you there?
Is Eric still
Oh,
there?
he's muted.
He's
Yeah, I'm
muted.
here. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys.
Oh.
Yeah, 10 minutes have passed, and the spell wears off, and you get sucked back into the room.
And where? Okay, so am I exactly where I
Yeah, you're
disappeared
exactly
from?
where you disappeared. And now you turn around and you see that that red wizard you were sneaking up on before now is outside and talking to the rest of the party. She seems to
Has
be
she noticed me?
She hasn't, and she seems to be friendly with him. But
All right,
actually,
I'm just
once you
gonna.
come
I
back,
say, ah, my friend, he has returned.
Whoa! Before that happens, because you still haven't moved, you wouldn't have seen me with all these pillars here in the way.
Well, I'm kind of standing. Well, okay.
I just wanted to when she didn't see me immediately, I just wanted to look at the desk and see if I could,
Oh,
I don't know, look at what she was doing.
it appears that she was mixing ingredients, acidic, poisonous, really foul ingredients to create some sort of concoction. So she was experimenting, mixing ingredients, mixing reagents and solvents, like laboratory stuff. And
Okay,
all the books in front of her all appear to be kind of laboratory manuals,
okay, so nothing.
chemistry manuals.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary. It just looks like I walked into I mean, everything's out of the ordinary, right? But I mean, more in the sense of it looks like she's concocting experiments and
Yeah,
everything fits that vibe.
yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to walk back towards the group. As I'm doing that, am I seeing something vibrate still?
She took that rod with her. It's out of the room
Okay.
now, and she remember she held it up, and then she realized
Yep.
that you guys are chosen, and she just doesn't care. She doesn't want to bother with. This is Zaztam's missive to harvest chosen, and she doesn't care about that. She cares about her
Okay.
oozes.
Absolutely. All right. And then I'll since there's nothing in here from what I can tell, I mean, if there's nothing in here, then I'll walk back and join the party. That's why I was trying to say if there's anything I could look at, or if my character would think there's something to look at, I wanted to take the opportunity to. You know.
She says, "But tell me, what is it you plan to do here in the Doom Vault? Where are you going to go? Do you have a red wizard under that is commanding you? You certainly can't be walking freely around the Doom Vault. It's very dangerous."
So, out of character, do we want to explain to her what our purpose is to see if maybe we can get her help in getting us around, or do we still keep her in the blind? Anybody?
I say we try to get more of what her true opinions are of the STM.
No,
Maris?
not that I have any issue with you guys saying that, but I think that would probably have been a split decision that you would have to make as opposed to doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of meta to a degree.
I understood.
You know,
So, yeah. Well,
the same way I walked in there, just because everyone was standing there, and I walked in. I'm gonna keep doing stuff like that unless you guys say, "Hey, Zarek, wait up." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all right, I'll go along with my idea. And say, you mentioned you don't, the heck with Zastam's rules and everything,
She says,
and you want every.
well, I'm sure you know Zaztam is off in the Sword Coast fighting a war with those barbarians. And she says, but you know, I think that this could be a good thing for Thay. You see, Zaztam, the Zaztam is going to conquer the Sword Coast, enslave the people there, but then we can harvest the resources of the Sword Coast. Think of it like this: we are the Red Wizards of Thay. We are the powerful wizards of Thaymount. But we can also be even more powerful when we conquer the coast. We shall then be the wizards of the coast. And we shall enslave everyone who does not obey our whims. We will drain them of all resources. We will become rich beyond imagining. Our
With all the
rule, our
microtransactions.
rules will be law. It
So
is
then Faerun would eventually be emptied.
emptied of worthless things and full of power and
It'd
glory.
be emptied of everything just about. You wouldn't have any more materials to make oozes with, unless you started making materials out of your
She
own.
says, see, this is the thing. The reason why oozes are so brilliant is because they are the perfect organism. They do not obey the whims. They do not obey the whims of any doctrine or morality. They simply exist and they react. They are perfect in their simplicity. They're simply a single powerful entity driven by magic. She says, but the one thing that oozes are lacking is the ability to think for themselves. He says, just imagine a perfect organism in body, but also a perfect organism in mind. She says, She says, I don't need to make many oozes. I just need to make one perfect ooze. She says, an ooze that can think, an intelligence of my own making, of my own being, an artificial intelligence. She says,
Oh,
and when the Wizards of the Coast controls the entire world with artificial intelligence, then my mission will be complete.
Hey, so I would reach out to Naris and telepathically just say, "Hey, are you on board with her? Or is she a friend? Or should I do something about this? Should we do something about this?" And you hear that in your mind.
all right. Well, I can't tell. Can you hear me talking, or can I?
Yes.
She actually is not a friend. She's kind of an acquaintance, and we was kind of on friendly terms with her. And no, I'm not down with her becoming a wizard of the Wizards of the Coast and all that stuff. Not at all. But it sure would be nice if we could get some information out of her and maybe find out a little bit more information about if she could help us in some way to finish our quest.
She says, but she says, I'll tell you a secret. My first prototype for intelligent ooze, I've already created it.
Oh, really?
She says, you see, it was quite by accident because my predecessor, the previous Zolkir of transmutation, I forgot his name, Quail or Qual or something or another. He also had a vision of a ooze that could think for itself, but he mistakenly and stupidly tried to merge his own essence with an ooze. And in doing so, he destroyed himself and created a monstrosity out of himself. He's he's locked away in the chambers down below. But what I've done is I've created true intelligence. Ad nihil. I created an ooze and with magic infused it with thought. Much like a golem, but a thought that can grow and become more intelligent and develop ideas and memories. I call it the white maw.
The what?
The
White Mall?
The white maw.
Where is this White Mall?
She says, "Would you like to see it?"
Yeah, that would be very interesting.
She says, "Come, come." And Sarkala starts moving down south, leading you guys.
Wait, did she see me when she turned around? Or did she see me before? I didn't quite understand that.
She didn't see you before, but she saw you after you came back. But the rest of the party identified you as with them, so she doesn't pay much mind. So she goes down, and you see she takes out her key. You guys recognize she has a key, and she attunes the key to the white gate and opens the white gate to the south of you, and she moves through. And in the chamber to the south, you see that all the caverns are a dry white stone, and the floor is completely clean. And in the center of this chamber, you guys notice a pillar. It's a large, cracked black pillar that rises from floor to ceiling. So as you right after you guys enter, you notice like behind you, it appears that stone comes from the ceiling and seals the way behind you, and stone also seals this entire chamber off, like this. And Sarkala says, "Don't be afraid. It's the white maw." And you can see the floor, the walls all begin manifesting pseudopods. And you realize that you guys are standing right on top of this entire ooze. This ooze is just colossal in size.
Well,
And this won't hurt us?
Presently, it's not hurting you.
No, I'm asking her.
It's just a child, newly born. So
can you communicate with it?
She says, "Open your minds, listen." And she raises her hand. And you guys kind of look around, and you see the walls and the floor and the ceiling are all manifesting pseudopods all over the place. It's kind of a little disconcerting. And then you start hearing a vibration like a voice in your heads. The voice says, "Help me. Danger."
And this is in my head?
Yeah, it seems to be a telepathic communication.
And maybe you can.
I say back telepathically. Danger from what?
It says Red Master. Red Master about to absorbing me.
What do you want me to do?
He says, Red Master is hungry. Red Master wants vengeance on Killer.
Whoever killed you?
The one who killed Red Master, Quale.
Oh.
The one down in the dungeon or what have you.
The one that created me. killed the Red Master. Red Master demands vengeance. Demands the
Was
blood of one who killed me.
Sarkala?
Do you say that out loud? Because she's sitting there like,
I'm having this conversation
oh,
telepathically.
my creator killed the Red Master. Red Master demands vengeance. Bring my creator to the Red Master.
Where is the Red Master?
Below, and you see a door open. One of the some of the stone parts this way. Sarkala
I
It appears that Sarkala is not participating in this conversation. This entity is speaking to you and telling you to betray Sarkala and bring her down to the Red Master so she can be killed.
Is she telling just me this or the
The
party?
party.
The party. Okay. I look at Sarkala and I say, "Hey, what
Sarkala,
leads over there?"
she says, "Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this pure bliss?" And she's laughing and cackling.
Sarkala, this truly is amazing. I do have a question for you, though. Where does that way lead? And I point
Oh,
to where.
no, not there. That's where that other red wizard, that's where he's holed up. He's trapped there in his red pillar. Don't go there, it's very dangerous.
Did you trap him?
Says, yes, he's mad.
Oh, why did you trap him?
It's he's because he attempted to merge with an ooze, thus creating an abomination. If he were let free, he would swallow this entire sector. Me and all of my apprentices.
Yeah, but why? Why do you think he would do that? Because he was crazy?
He is mad. He is voracious. He says, in fact, the White Maw protects us from him. You see, the White Maw has control of stone and will keep the influence of the Red Master from these chambers. They say that there's an
Huh.
even older entity deeper in the chambers called the Black Elder, equally dangerous. Says, but I wouldn't go there if I were you. So you guys are faced. Are faced with this dilemma. Once you kind of come in here, this sentient ooze has communicated with you, and not with Sarkella. The sentient ooze tells you that it's under threat. The Red Master is going to swallow it, and it wants to exist. In order to exist, it must satiate the Red Master. The Red Master demands vengeance on the one who killed it, which is Sarkella.
Okay.
The White Maw tells you that if you bring Sarkella over to the Red Master will kill her.
I'm not sure I want the Guacala or whatever his name is merging with this giant ooze.
Yeah, they both sound bad decisions. Can I still talk to that being, the sentient being?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, what do we get out of this if we bring her to you?
The sentient being says, I read your thoughts. I know your purposes. I know you want key.
I could just ask her for the key. She could let us through here. We're looking for something different.
She,
How can you help us?
she will never give you the key. You must kill her.
So why not? So even if we did kill her, why do we want to help you? We could just take the key from her.
She says, Red Master will kill her. You kill her. Well, it cannot.
He said we cannot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we can take our chances if it comes to that. Because Zarek's feeling pretty confident at this point.
What does he feel confident about?
I don't know. I think personally and in character, I believe we'd have a better chance fighting one wizard over as a balanced party over a gigantic ooze that has possible powers that we don't even know. I mean, look how crazy the other ones were. You struck it, and it multiplied. Can you imagine something the size of what we're standing in right now, doing that over and over and over? It's never ending. And I know it's a wizard, right? But
As long as we don't use a slashing weapon, we'll be fine on that.
sure. But once again, I know it's a wizard. No offense to Tolan, but look at his HP and his AC. I'm not saying it's look when he gets hit, he gets hurt. I know wizards are pretty strong. Red wizards are very fearsome as well, but wizards aren't known for being durable. And they're not frontliners at the end of the day. So what you guys want to do, I think this would be a perfect opportunity to make a decision on who we're going to side with, if we're going to side with anybody, or if we're going to just go and, do our own thing. Don't forget, we're here for the phylactery, number one. And even if we got the key, we still need to search this area for it and make sure it's not here. She's not going to help us get the phylactery, and neither is this ooze. I mean, they might not know where it is, or, I mean, there's multiple things here. But truthfully, one option would be saying, hey, Sarkala, can we look at your key? And she'd say, well, you can't do anything with it. And then you'd say, no, I haven't actually seen one of these in person, like this close before. Since we're friends and all, can we actually look at it? Maybe someone could persuade her. And while that's happening, they could sleight of hand and, pair the keys without her looking and knowing. Considering she left it on a freaking shelf and didn't care. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's not the key. That's
That was the
rod. The key
you had on the shelf.
attunement keys wizards hold to their person.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's one of the things that we could do, The other thing is obviously fight her right now, with all those things behind us. But they'd be funneled into the room, so you're not getting hit from all directions. And then the other thing to do is fight the ooze or tell her about the ooze, or just go along your ways. But I don't think she's going to let us look in this room or everything freely unless you guys can persuade her. So I think we need to make a decision, I'm just laying them out for you, like possible options. So, and I would also talk to you guys telepathically. So I would say this to you guys while she's like staunch, in awe by this giant, spectacular ooze thing, So just to keep it like fluid and in game, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But she is a red wizard, correct? Like this isn't one of the fake, like a hag or something. Like this is a legit red wizard.
Well, maybe she's fooling you.
She could be.
She could be an ooze in
Obviously,
disguise.
if she successfully fooled you, I wouldn't tell you.
Right.
No, but what I'm saying is because she did that you guys met her at a party and I wasn't there.
Yeah, the party has met her before at a party when they were trying to sneak in to gather information right before they caused the catastrophe that is tearing the planes apart.
Would anyone here be against? Let me ask you this then, since no one really is throwing anything out here or adding to this. Would anyone be against if I decided to take the fight to her?
I wouldn't do it in this room.
Well, it sounds like this thing is what's talking to us.
Can we get out of here without her?
I know I have Dimension Door, but I can only take one other person with me.
Right now you can't because the White Maw is sealing the passageway behind you with solid stone. Obviously, you can teleport with a dimension door, but that has its limitations. You can go the other way into the Red Master's room. That way is open, but Sarkella is telling you don't go there.
So you guys don't want to do this in here, is what I'm getting. If we did this,
Well, I kind of didn't, but I think we kind of don't have a choice unless we take off towards the door that's open and she follows us.
You can't.
Well, that's the thing is, the other bad guys are behind us. They can't get in. So she's pretty much stuck in here with us.
that's what I'm thinking.
Well, I mean,
Is
nobody's
anyone
come out.
close to me striking her?
I mean, she she wants to take over the Sword Coast and turn them all into oozes. So I'm not really, I just said she's an acquaintance. She's not really a friend. So
I would try to separate us so we're not all in one area before we try to attack her. Where there's their area effects.
All right. I'm gonna talk to Sarkalla and say, Sarkalla, hello, Sarkalla.
Yes.
Hi. Yeah. I have a question for you. I know you don't know me, and you know my comrades a little bit, and it seems like you guys are on great terms together. And I'm glad to hear that because, sometimes we can make good friends and, we could always help each other, whether it's here or sometime down the line. Well, I think I have an idea. If we were to help you with your ooze mission, well, would you be able to help us in return?
Well, what do you need in terms of help?
Well, I was thinking I can bring creatures here to you. And I definitely know where I can get a steady supply of creatures. All I ask in return is that we look over your key just for a few minutes. Obviously, we won't take it from you. We won't leave the room with it. I understand it won't work, but I'm conducting a little experiment of my own, if you will humor me, and I just want to test my theory out on some things. And I just need we just need one of our party members here to hold it. And I forgot, time out real quick. I forgot who has the key, but I would say that person. Dolrak.
I have it.
Dolrak.
Or I would say I just need our friend Dolrak here just to, look over it for a few minutes, and I can explain to you more in depth on how I believe we could help each other. Does this sound good to you?
She looks
Don't I
at you.
have to hold them together like Bluetooth?
She looks
Well,
at
yeah,
you.
if she lets you see it,
Yeah,
then
but
you can do
it has
that.
to be done as a ritual. It's not like an instantaneous thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
Yeah, it's
It's a half hour.
Yeah, it's like ritual and incantations and stuff like that.
Yeah, which is why I'm trying to talk to her, and I have a plan. I do have a plan on what we could do, and I think she might.
She kind of looks at you. She says, "Well, I don't understand why you would want my glyph key, but if you're offering help, there are some creatures that I'm looking for whose flesh can greatly help me in strengthening the white maw." And then she kind of lifts her hand a little bit to tell the white maw to back off a little bit. And the white maw opens the door to the north so you can go back in that room.
Well, I say,
Just come on, let's talk in the room.
Let's go in the room. I'd rather not be in here with this maw.
okay.
She says, well, you see, there are certain creatures adjacent to this sector is another sector called the Forest of Slaughter. It appears to be a menagerie of different monsters that Zaz Tam wants to deploy against the Sword Coast. and he wouldn't. And when I asked to have samples of these monsters, he wouldn't even. He wouldn't even consider it. He's,
Huh.
he says he needs these minions to help him battle the barbarians of the Sword Coast. And I said, what stronger minion than a sentient ooze? But Zazdam never listens to me. She says,
What
but
do you think?
if you
What do
are
you think?
able to capture some of these monsters, not perhaps not even capture, but get the flesh of some of these monsters and give me a sample, I can use that to strengthen the White Maw. And she says, and in
Well,
exchange, if you need my glyph key, we can come to a deal, certainly.
let me ask you this: what is your opinion? And obviously, this stays between us, and I have no issues sharing mine with you as well. But what is your opinion of Zaztam?
She says, I think that Zaztem is a narcissistic megalomaniac. I think that he cares too much about his own immortality to truly bring greatness and grandeur to Thay. He is an incredibly powerful being. Don't kid me on that. None of us would stand any chance against him. We would be toasted in an instant. But his motivations are only for his own self-preservation and not for the grandeur of Thay.
Well, Sarkala, what if we worked with you and all your mighty oozes, and you can become the ruler, and we'll just take him out as together. He might be strong and powerful, but with these great oozes you have, then we'll be victorious.
She
Absolutely. And what about
she turns around incredulously and she says, "You mean betray Zaztem, the High Regent of Thay?" And she looks at you like
Why not?
incredulously. Like she says, "Do you know the punishment of even thinking such a thing?"
Sarkala? Surely you've been thinking about what you can do as the High Regent, though. If you had such power at your disposal, I mean, why stop when you struggle with these speed bumps and these roadblocks in your research? In fact, you would be able to do any research. You'd be able to do this sentient research for your
Okay,
oozing, and
I
that's
think this we need another mini skill challenge. Zarek,
I knew
roll.
that was
Yeah, I
I
saw.
think we should just ought to accept her request for us to get some flesh from these creatures
Zarek,
and let her.
roll a persuasion. Since you're trying to persuade her to betray Zaztem, which is not easy because he rules with fear and terror.
I have a +7 on persuasion.
Okay. This is going to be a quick skill challenge. It's going to be a 2-point skill challenge. Okay, that's one. Somebody else give me a
I'm gonna.
roll.
Do I have to do it?
No, you already rolled. It's the next person. Somebody different.
I
I
rolled.
just rolled. I rolled.
I see 2 rolls.
I'll roll. I don't
I'm
know where the
sorry,
other
you
one
guys
come
already
from.
lost. These are 2 terrible rolls.
I didn't
I
roll
I was
intelligence.
gonna
I'm not even on
say
the.
I could roll, but
You
No,
rolled.
that was a 3-point skill challenge. Unfortunately, she
No,
says
John, I
what?
didn't roll that. That wasn't my roll for this. That was before.
That was before? Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll then.
I did the persuasion.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I,
that's
I could
my
do
intelligence
persuasion.
saving throw.
That persuasion's a failure. Go give me a second and second roll.
Okay,
I'll
one
roll
second.
his. His was an
Dorak,
intelligence save.
when you're trying to persuade her, she looks at you and she says, do you understand what Zaz-10 can do to me and to all of you? If he could even telepathically pick up these concepts within the ether.
Is it too late for me to roll or no?
He said it was. He said it was two rolls.
Well, yeah, I just rolled.
Two rolls, two failures. Unfortunately, it was a three. It was best out of three. There's two failures. So Sarkella is too scared of Zastam to be able to actually willingly betray him. She says,
Sorry, Colin. The mer-
I can subvert some of his will, but to actually stand against him and challenge him, it's not. This is out of my league. She says.
Man, if only we had died.
Tiny Marble Cakes will just say,
She says, but if you wish to use my glyph key, she says, I'm sure we can come to a deal. Help me gather some components for my ooze, and you can use my glyph key.
I think this sounds like a reasonable idea, fellas.
Meow.
Would mer people be something you're interested in?
Oh, no. These are the creatures in the forest. One is a horrific beast. One of these creatures is a horrific beast. With the face of a bird, the body of a bear, and arms that are hooks. They're called hook horrors, and you'll find them in the forest.
Yeah. They're nasty.
Yes, that's one of them. And there's a second beast, a very unusual, rare beast by the name of Lucrata. And as she begins explaining what this creature is, she goes to her desk and takes out a sketch and shows you.
Oh boy.
She says, "You see, this creature has the body of a hyena, perched atop spindly legs that resemble an elk, and has the head of a badger." She says, "But watch out if you go to this beast's lair, because it is said that this beast can mimic the cry of its prey, and lure its prey in by cries of different species."
So, is there another red wizard in that in this area? In that area?
She says, "Well, there's my apprentices are off to the east. I have them busy harvesting ooze components."
Well, if we run into them, obviously they wouldn't know that you sent us there.
Oh, my apprentices aren't in the Forest of Slaughter.
Oh.
I am not unsure if the warden of the Forest of Slaughter is even in at the moment. He might be at war with Zaztan.
With who?
Zaztan. Like they're off at war.
Oh, they're at war. Why is that?
Oh, Zaztan is attacking the Sword Coast presently.
Why would the warden of the forest that's in his doomvault be at war with him?
No, not with him.
He's in war with him as in an ally.
Yeah. They are together fighting in the Sword Coast.
Okay.
Yes, but the monsters in the Forest of Slaughter nest there.
Okay. Sure. Can you? I'm assuming you'd have to open the gate for us to go there.
Oh, certainly I will. And she says, but we're not going through that south route. That's where the Red Master is.
Is that the quickest route?
She says, we cannot go through that route. She says, we'll go the other way, all the way around.
I say, let's go.
Okay.
I want to help my friend.
So she takes you all the way back up to that temple. And then from the temple, there's a white gate, and she opens up the white gate. Through the white gate, you see a couple of other red wizards, and they appear to be under her command. She appears to be the reigning Zulkir of transmutation. So she is in command of these other red wizards, and they don't ask questions because she's accompanying you. Mm-hmm. So I will, just to kind of give you a little outline of the area. You guys walk through that area from before where you saw all those cots. Mm-hmm. And there is a red wizard there. Down to the south of the area with the cots, you see this bizarre-looking mirror that's emanating a green light. Oh, hold on. I have too much stuff open. I'm gonna close them down. You see a large archway of worked stone that stands in the center of a pattern. There's a stack of pig carcasses that's piled haphazardly along the eastern wall. This place is full of blood and gore, and you can see that there's these couple of apprentice red wizards working. They are shoveling some of the pig guts into buckets for material, and she just walks along, and they all when all her apprentices and the other red wizards see her, they kind of stand and they bow. She takes you further east into another room. Um, and you can see that the entire floor of half of these rooms are covered with oozes. And she says, "Careful, watch your step. They're live."
Oh, I think Ronan crashed.
Yeah, I did. It's fine. I'm coming back.
Okay.
In the meanwhile, Tiny Marble Cakes wants to ask Sarkella a few questions.
Sure. While you guys are walking along this menagerie of disgusting ooze.
Mm.
So the first question she'll ask is, well, first she'll start about Kahanadar, and she'll ask,
know that Gonadar is also he's not only the god of oozes, he's also the god of the misused and the outcast. Meow meow.
She says, "Well, certainly when it comes to the Red Wizards, there's none more outcast than myself. I am the most outcast and misunderstood of all the Red Wizards. Nobody
Really?
understands my true knowledge of the knowledge of true divine existence of oozes." And as you guys are going down south, you see that there's a cave to the west, and there's a bunch of red wizard apprentices. They are standing there in a circle, and in the center of the circle, there's these two different oozes battling each other, and it seems like they're sitting there taking notes.
and Tiny Marble Cakes will continue her conversation with Sarkella, and she'll ask,
So how long, Meow Meow, considered yourself an outcast?
She says, my whole life, ever since I was a young child, she says, all the other little girls, they wanted to go to play in the balls and dress up and find boyfriends. Me, I just enjoy pulling the legs off of spiders and watching them squirm and watching the guts come out of the spiders and wondering what is the life essence behind those guts.
John, she gets an advantage for wooing Zarek when she chooses to.
"Oh, okay." And then
People must have thought you were mean, Meow Meow, but really you were just curious.
She says, well, I am a little mean, but you have to be to survive in this place.
You're just different, Meow Meow.
She says, that is correct. I am indeed different, and it's often difference that breeds genius. So she is outcast and unaccepted by her kin, but also she's pretty evil.
Yeah. You can tell by what she was saying she wanted to do.
So she opens up the gate to the south, and the gate, this gate to the south, you can see from the other side. There's a lot of vegetation. She says, "There's the forest of slaughter. When you obtain the components we need, come back to this gate, and I'll have one of my apprentices open it for you."
I have one question. Is there any advice you can give us about fighting these two different creatures? Maybe something that is especially hard on them, or something they're immune to?
She takes out a little booklet about beasts and things like that. She says, "Well, I already told you about the Lucrata. Just don't give in to its tricks. It will attempt to mimic a voice in distress to get you off guard before it pounces. It's got
Mm-hmm.
very keen smell, so don't even try to surprise it." She says, "But other than that, it's a beast like any other."
Okay.
And then she says, "Well, as for that hook horror, I would be careful around those."
Meaning?
He says, You see, hook horrors do not even need to see you to know where you are. Because
Mm.
like the bat, they can use echolocation to discover your exact location and strike you. They have blind sight.
Have you been into the Forest of Slaughter yourself?
Says, Unfortunately, I'm not supposed to go there, but it does not appear you have any restrictions on where you can go in the doomvault. Says, you see, my attunement will alert security once it is outside the zone I'm supposed to be in.
Ah.
I thought you knew that. And she kind of looks at you with her eyebrows furrowed. She says, since you told me you came from another zone, in another sector entirely, it appears that you have freedom to move around, though I don't understand why. Could you illuminate me on that?"
Do we need to get lost in the finer details of this, or can we continue to the forest? I believe we've already set up a working relationship with one another, and obviously we're, supporters of your dream. In fact, I think for the most part, we wouldn't be helping you otherwise.
Yeah,
Not necessarily.
I'm really excited about getting these samples so that you can get on with your
Ah, yes, of course, the samples,
experimentation.
Yes, please, come back quickly.
Thank you for all your help.
Tiny Marble Cakes wants to ask Sarkella one last question.
All right.
What does Sastam want with the chosen, Meow Meow?
She says, "Damned if I know." She says, "In fact, he has gone to great lengths to harvest the chosen and has sent out a missive to all red wizards that if we were to encounter chosen, we were to incapacitate them, capture them alive, and bring them to the doomvault." And she kind of shakes her head. "Waste of resources, if you ask me. You never mess with you never mess with divinity. It always comes to bite you in the ass." He says, but to be honest, I don't think anybody truly knows why Zastam is looking for the chosen, besides possibly Teruvar." He says,
Who's that?
he says, "Oh, he's the warden of the Doomvault."
What's his name?
Teruvar. Hold on, I will write it out for you so you have it. That's a very important piece of information you guys just discovered.
Tarulvar.
Oh, you wrote it in Discord? Or?
I had it. I had it in my notes. We've heard his name before.
You heard? Yeah, I did tell you before. So she says, "Teruvar, man. Now that's a pathetic sod if I've ever seen one." She says, "Do you know when Zaztan first attempted to invade the Sword Coast and opened that portal and summoned all of those demons, he says he put Teruvar as the general in charge of that initial invasion, and Teruvar was beaten back pathetically by the Emerald Enclave of all others. Ha! No wonder he's trapped here as the warden of this place." He says, but if anybody knows why Zaz-Tim is harvesting chosen, not children, but they may include children, who knows? If anyone knows why he's harvesting chosen, it would be him.
Okay, very interesting.
Any other questions? Very
I
important
think
piece of info you just found out.
Tiny Marble Cakes was the same.
Meow meow. We'll try to get the samples back to you as soon as possible.
She says, "Be careful down there," and she says it with with a smile on her face. All right. So you guys exiting and going into the forest of slaughter.
yes.
Not bad. You got through the ooze grottos with barely a scratch.
Yeah, and we're in the good graces of a red wizard, not just any red wizard, the Grand Zolkir of transmutation.
Yep.
Well, she's kind of half nuts, but at least we are in her good graces.
Yeah, she's an evil red wizard, so...
In general, the red wizards are pretty evil. Obviously there might be exceptions, but in general, in order to gain the title of a red wizard, you probably have to have been pretty evil and done some horrible things in your life.
Yeah.
Sure, but they're not. That doesn't mean they're chaotic. It seems like they're more lawful or neutral at this point, which is something we could work with. Evidently,
Yeah, well, they
Also-
have like an authoritative society ruled by a dictator, so they gotta
Yeah.
be pretty. They gotta lean towards lawful.
All right. Are we able to move here?
Yes, you're able to move. So you guys step into. All of a sudden, that acrid smell goes away, and you guys are now in a forest. This is not by any means a natural forest. I mean, you look at the trees and the vegetation, and they appear to come from various different parts of Toro. It's not like they're part of a certain. It's not like a part of a certain forest. It doesn't look like any forest that you recognize. There's a thick mist throughout the entire area, and you look up at the sky, and it appears that the mist, you can't penetrate the mist to even see what's above your head, like where the ceiling is or where the sky is. But certainly can't be outside in the open. You guys are still in a doomvault, but you don't even know where the ceiling is when you look up at the mist. So as you walk into this first little area of the Forest of Slaughter, you look around and there are bones piled against the western wall of the cavern, forming a couple of mounds. I think I'm pointing them right here. Hold on
Okay.
1 second.
John, are you meant to have writing on the black area? Looks like you have a handwritten note.
It looks like I do.
Yeah, your displacers.
Well, that's the problem. Is it's supposed to be invisible, but it's clearly visible to you.
It's okay. I'll go over there anyways. And I'm not Oh, you just showed everything. Take that out. I didn't read it all. Except I do see some red. It says something pool. I can't make it out. There's one on the bottom right. Please remove.
You shouldn't see anything now.
Yeah, there's 2 more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
there
they're
you go.
gone.
Oh.
Thank you, John.
Well, I just told you what's going to happen, so roll initiative.
Yeah, obviously something's coming depending on where we go.
Well, it's my own fault for.
No worries. I still feel good with
it's my
this.
own fault because you get no surprise.
I was gonna drink a potion before we started walking around. Can I still do that?
On your turn, you can.
Ha!
Okay.
That's why. Okay, where is my?
Where are my displacer beasts?
I don't know, John. Don't worry. I didn't see that.
You didn't see him? Let me go find him.
Yeah. Finally, I get a good roll. Sometimes you gotta just switch up the dice.
Is that what you did?
Yes, I did. I'm
That
tired
works
of it.
sometimes, you're right.
Mine's not responding for some reason.
Your dice?
Yeah, I'm trying to roll initiative and it won't.
Huh.
I think it's just a. Okay. There we go.
So, not very long after you guys walk into this chamber, you notice that there's creatures are just rustling in the bushes, and they jump out, and there are these cat-like creatures. You already know what they are because I wrote it. Cat-like creatures with these tendrils coming out of their backs.
Oh, look at the cute kitty.
Hey, is that your cousin, Meow Meow?
These creatures have way too many limbs to be any normal animal. A monstrous-looking predator. And you can see, when you're trying to look at this creature, it appears to, like, phase in and out of existence. It's got 6 legs and 2 tentacles sprouting out of its shoulders. And both those tentacles are tipped with poison-dripped spikes.
Hmm.
And it's got a malevolent glow in its eyes. So, first Displacer Beats jumps out. And it jumps forward and attack. There's 3 of you. There's 3 of you here. I'm gonna roll a d6 to see who he attacks because he just attacking. Tolan, you're the lucky guy.
Wonderful.
It does a multi attack with 2 tentacles against you. Actually, it's not going to come all the way out here. It's going to be over here. It has a 10-foot range. So, first attack coming at you. Come on, Fantasy Grounds. Nat 1. Second attack coming at you. Miss. There's more Displacer Piece all over the place, all over the bushes. Dolrak, you're up.
Okay. I'm gonna move over to this spot.
Dolrak, when you strike the Displacer Beast, you do so at disadvantage because it is phased out of existence.
Okay.
You hit it anyway. The displacement is disrupted.
Oh.
So now, after for the rest of the round, you can hit it normally. It's like the cloak of displacement that you guys lost.
I don't think we ever had one.
You did, but I gave it to you by mistake, and you're not supposed to.
Okay, that's the end of my turn.
Okay, it seems I'm up. John, I'm gonna move up to this beast, and I will strike it. Okay.
With its displacement field down, you easily hit it. Oh, that thing's not looking too good. There are more
right.
beasts rustling in the bushes. They've yet to jump out. Tiny, you're up.
Okay. I am going to cast Aura of Vitality. If I can just get my computer to cooperate here. It's not responding. Come on.
Maybe is this something, John? Is this something that she'd be interested in? Getting some of this flesh as well.
It's not something she asked for.
But you think it's something she'd be like, "Oh, cool, thanks." Like,
I don't know.
I'm assuming,
You can offer it.
I mean, you can cut some off and take it with you.
And John, do you allow called strikes in your games?
Nope. Unless you have ability that has it.
Okay.
Oh, come on. This is not... I'm sorry, guys. I'm just trying to do it.
Problems with your
slow.
fancy grounds?
Yeah, it's being slow. Alright, so I've casted Aura of Vitality, and I got this whole error log thing. I'll just close that if it'll let me. That's my main action. If I can get my computer, oh come on. Alright. And I'm gonna move if I can. If I can get my computer to cooperate. Over here. Oh come on.
Try using arrow keys if the mouse drag is not working.
Alright. And I'll use my bonus action to heal Toland.
How much?
Alright, I didn't mean to do that to myself. I meant to do it to Toland.
You're at full health anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I meant to do it to Toland.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and do it.
I applied the 5 to it.
Okay, I'll go to the next creature's turn, which is this displacer beast. Jumps out of the bushes. He makes it over there and whips Zarek with his tentacles twice.
No. Oh.
That's a hit.
Hey, the screen works again.
Second attack. That's a miss. Now you're up, Neris.
Okay, I'm going to cast a firebolt at Displacer Beast number 3. Is that hit?
I like how the screen shakes again.
Oh, is it shaking again? I never even noticed.
Mine isn't.
Oh, mine is. Yeah.
It's variable.
Oh.
Don, after the game, I'm gonna need to get a list of some of your modules if you don't mind.
Watch out! You see the trouble that all these mods cause.
No, I know, but some of them are really interesting.
That screen
bonus.
shake mod caused me so much grief. Right now it's working, but when that thing fails, oh my god, it crashes Fantasy Grounds completely. That's one of the
Okay.
Mad Nomad modules. His modules break the most.
They do. Okay, as a bonus action,
The Rob 2E extension of the one.
as a bonus action, I'm going to go ahead and cast a my Watcher's Punishment at level 2 for. I'm going to put him right there, and then I'm going to attack with him. The attack. Try again. There we go. A hit. I still wasn't able to do away with him, so.
No,
Okay,
these things are pretty beefy.
I'm going to move back up against this wall. Well, maybe I don't want to be in the wall. I'll just stay right there. And I'll pass my turn.
My only question, real quick, is being that they have reach of like 10 feet or whatever, does that mean if I move over here, I am getting an attack of opportunity from like, beast number 4?
Yep.
Okay. All I wanted to know. Fine, then we will get in a little closer. We will.
If you attacked
activate.
beast number 4, he is displaced, so you attack at disadvantage.
Yeah, the other one's wounded. Remember that, and it's heavy.
Yeah, but I can't go attack it without getting attack of opportunity from beast number 4.
Wait, really?
If I move from here to here.
No, but you can't shoot a cantrip.
Okay. I'll move up here. I am going to activate my blade saw. And then I will use Booming Blade on Displacer Beast number 4. Get some damage into him first. And then. Okay, no, we'll just do a regular attack.
Okay, disadvantage.
Just a regular attack with the healer.
I think you attacked with advantage.
Advantage.
Yeah, because it was a 3 that missed.
Yep, I clicked the wrong one. Apology.
No, 9 plus 3, which is a 12, is going to miss.
Okay.
These creatures appear to be phasing in and out. It's very hard to hit them.
Being that I attacked it with the mobile feat, I can move over to the other creature, and I will attack it with Booming Blade, and get an attack of opportunity. And Booming Blade. Yep. Thing, and they attack against this one, which is not a disadvantage because it's still a miss.
No, 4's not going to do it.
And I will try to back up and let the tanks try to take some damage, hopefully.
All right. Let's give the tanks some damage. This one shows up, pops out of this bush over here. Zarek, you are out in front. It's going to come after you. Miss. And a second miss. And we got this guy coming out over here. He's gonna waltz on over here, throw out his tentacles at Dolrak.
Oh, I thought that was a wall, not just a bush in the way. Okay.
That's a miss. Another miss. And last but certainly not least, Tiny. That's a miss. Double miss. Okay, we're back to displacement beast number 3. In the beginning of its turn, its displacement field is recharged. It will spread his attack because there's 2 enemies close by, one to Zarek, one to Dolrak. That's a miss. Oh, it's got a... got you on that one, Dolrak.
I get regular damage, not full
Okay,
damage.
yeah, it should automatically do regular. If not, then we'll
Yeah.
subtract. I'm going to subtract 11 from that. So you have 0 wounds and 1 temporary.
Nice.
Okay, Dolrak, you're up.
Okay. I'm going after Displacer 3.
Disadvantage.
Oh,
Roll one more time. All right, it's a hit. It's a hit either way.
okay. I'll put my damage.
That kills him.
Nice job.
Yay.
Now is all of them disadvantage?
Yeah. And you have to watch
Okay.
out. If you move, you're going to get opportunity attacked. 3 of them got you in range.
So
They
if
have
I
a
move
15
here,
foot?
If you move here, there, you get 2. No, 1 opportunity attack from beast number 4. They have a 10-foot range.
Oh shit.
okay.
So you're
I'll
gonna
move
get
there.
so you get 1 opportunity attack for moving there. Oh my goodness! What is
Wow.
up with these displacer beasts tonight? Dolrek, I have to subtract a couple of points from that because you're immune to crits. So I'll take the 2 blue ones, which is 5. I'll subtract 5 from that. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. And I will.
And you attack him with disadvantage because he's displaced.
Yeah.
Disadvantage
And it's a miss.
screws you.
And that would be the end of my turn.
Okay, let's see what I can do here. Well, I believe I can use a spell on them, no?
Sure.
Where is this? Where the hell did it go? Just so you know, that's what I'm doing, Thunderwave, but I'm gonna delete that.
Okay, I get it.
And
Go
let's
ahead and
see,
roll their saves.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Cause oh, there it is. Sorry. Magnifying glass. Save.
They both fail. However, the Displacer Beast has a special ability called Avoidance. So, if they fail a save, they take half damage. If they succeed a save,
Okay.
they take no damage.
So
Oh.
half damage it is. Um,
So,
all right,
by
but they are now no more disadvantage on those two, correct?
yeah, they are now non-displaced.
All right, boys, easy pickings. Hopefully, go
Technically,
for them.
technically, it's not well described on whether or not a spell, but I just count it as any damage because that's how they work in
Okay.
third edition. But the way it's described, it has to be an attack. So
And you could take a. You know what? Fuck it. I'll take an opportunity attack. That's fine.
from beast number 2, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
It misses. Tiny, you're
I
up.
just wanted to get those two out for you guys.
You're up, Tiny, and that beast has got you in its sights.
Okay, so I'm going to use my main action to disengage,
Okay, that'll get you out of there.
and then I'm going to, if I can get my computer to cooperate here, I'm going to move over by Neris, and then
Try
I'm
to
gonna
be
target.
inside a square. I think you're between squares.
Okay, I'll move back over to here then. And then my computer is running slow with Fantasy Grounds. I'm targeting Tolan, and I'm going to cast another healing with the Aura of Vitality on him.
All right, Tolan's up.
And then I'm going to end my turn.
All right, it's Displacer Beast number 4. He is engaged with Zarek. That one's gonna hit.
I'm gonna do shield.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Let me retroactively remove 9 hit points, 9 damage. Okay, so did you put shield on already? Because
It's a reaction.
yeah, but you put it on yourself. He's got a second attack.
Let me put it on myself. Hold on. Because I gotta untarget those two. Bear with me. Okay, and okay. I don't know if it went up. I got an error screen when I did it.
No, it's up. It's up. You're good.
You see it?
Yeah, you're good. So that shield's gonna make it miss. Neris, you're up.
Okay, so I'm going to cast another firebolt at, let's see.
I also have light still on me. If you could remove that.
I thought, oh, I just took it off of me.
Yes, I do see shield. It doesn't come up as shield, just AC. Thank you, John.
I can't remove that, so I must not put that on.
Someone did. What the fuck?
It's off now.
It's off now.
Thank you.
So I'm going to attack with firebolt. Displacer Beast. Well fed.
Well fed.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Jeez.
Actually, maybe I'll do a. Yeah, I'll do a firebolt. That's a hit. Damage. And And as a bonus, I'm going to attack with Watcher's Punishment. Attack. I don't like the look of all these guys. Actually, I just want to stay there and come what may. And pass my turn.
Well, you know what's coming.
Yeah, I know. There's nowhere that I can go, really, so I might as well just stay right there. At least they can't get behind me.
And I'm gonna come over to Laser Beast number 4, and I will attack it with Green Flame Blade.
When you've got an attack of opportunity from number...
No, I
Two.
won't, because he already used it.
He already used it.
Okay.
We'll do a Green Flame Blade attack. 9 lines healer. A hit. That much damage, and then within 10 feet of him comes. Within 5 feet of that creature, a flame jumps to the other creature. Mr. Well Fed, and then I will do a second attack
Mr.
against Mr. number 4, which is a hit. And then pretty weak damage. And because I attack Beast number 4, I will come over here and try to interpose myself between this Displacer Beast and the other two guys behind me.
All right.
Calling the tank.
Well fed. His displacement field goes back up because it's the beginning of his turn. He does. He's engaged with Zarek. 2 attacks. That's a miss. That's a second miss. You have your shield up. Displacer piece number 2 is engaged with Dolrak. He's going to give his 2 attacks. That one's going to sneak through. He's going to get you with that one. And then a second tentacle. These guys are battering you up pretty good.
Well, he really is a tank, so that's his job.
Yeah, at least
Okay.
him, right?
Yeah.
Displacer beast number 1. So what he's going to do is he wants to try to spread out the attack. He's going to come right in the middle of you two, so he can do 1 attack on each. 1 to Tolan. That one's going to hit you. And 1 to Dolrak. That one's going to hit you. These Displacer beasts are rolling pretty well. We're all the way back up to Dolrak.
Come on, Dolrak.
Okay, I guess I'm attacking with disadvantage. Displacer number 2.
Nope.
And disadvantage again.
Nope. Disadvantage is kind of brutal with these Displacer beasts. That's their whole shtick.
Well, Dolrak did good up to that point in time.
All right, Zarek, you're up. Displacer beast number 4 has his displacement field down. Well-fed has his displacement field back up.
Let's see. 4's got to do. Well, you know what? I'll do the disadvantage on well-fed.
How long do they get to keep does their field go down?
At the end of the turn. What the hell? Oh,
My
that was a
targeting-
lot.
Yeah, you know what? I targeted myself, so I don't know what the hell happened. Can I untarget and redo it?
just redo it. That was weird.
All right. Let me do the disadvantage again. My bad. Is it still attacking? Or no, I didn't target him apparently. Does a 16 hit? Or is that 27, I mean?
Yeah, of course the 27 hits.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry. All over. Sorry. All right, damage.
Nice.
And you know what? I just realized I can still use my action because I have I have my extra attack. But I want to use my bonus action real quick. And basically add a D4 to my Gelzor.
Okay.
I want to use one of those since I haven't done that. And I basically just close my eyes and meditate for a moment.
It looks like you just did it with a previous attack.
Yeah, okay, perfect. And let's see, targeted, disadvantage, and
you didn't have to roll with disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
Because his displacement, yeah, you still hit him, but his field was down.
Nice.
Wait a second, how come you have 2 D4s?
I used my bonus action, remember? I just said that.
Yeah, but that added 1 D4. Or did you use two charges?
Well, I always have a D4. And then when I use a charge, it edges. Yeah.
That's why it showed up on the other one too.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Because he always has it.
Yep. All right. And then that's the end of my turn.
All right. So, let's see. I am going to use my bonus action and target Dolrak and heal him with my Aura of Vitality. And
Thank you.
And then, let's see. I think I'll target Displacer Beast number 1, and I will. I'll try to hit him with a firebolt. Now, does he have his displacement field up?
Yep.
Yes?
Yes.
4 is the only one that doesn't.
Alright, so I will attack at disadvantage.
4's about to have it up next turn.
Yeah. Just a reminder, if you guys can hit the ones that are heavy, you know, it might behoove us to knock them out so they won't hit the second time.
Right, I'm just attacking that one because he's close to both Dolrak and Tolan, and Dolrak can hold his own, but
I'm going to move up right next to them when I can. So,
alright. So I'll go ahead and roll the attack. And I didn't see that because it was my computer's being slow.
It's a miss.
Alright. And that will conclude my turn.
Displacer Beast number 4 gets his displacement field back, attacks you twice. That's a miss. It's a very bad miss, and
I think it was a good one.
that's awesome.
Yeah, that was a
worse.
Oh, that was good, John. Thank you.
That's a worse miss. Now it's your turn.
Oh, it is. Yeah. So, in hopes of freeing Zarlik up, I am going to attack Displacer Beast number 4.
He's got his field back up.
Well, I will cast. In that case, I'll attack him with Toll of the Dead.
Okay.
That don't go. That's I don't have to do disadvantage on that, right?
No, but he does have avoidance, so you can roll his save.
Well, you automatically roll it when I roll.
So no damage.
He succeeded on the save, so he doesn't even take half damage. Actually, Toll the Dead is a cantrip, so it doesn't do half damage.
Okay. Well, I can attack with my. I'm going to move my spiritual weapon to here and go ahead and attack. I should have attacked with that first. Maybe if I hit him, it would have. But live and learn, I guess. Wasn't thinking about it.
It would have been just as difficult because that attack has a disadvantage.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Okay, so.
It is at disadvantage, so roll it again.
Yeah, I forgot.
Man, don't you hate disadvantage?
I don't like it. I don't like it very well. Well, I guess that's all I can do. That was a bummer of a turn.
Well,
so
among the menagerie of horrible D&D monsters, Displacer Beast is way up there because of this.
Right.
5th edition doesn't make it as bad. It used to be much worse. Tolan, you're up. Because in 5th edition, when you get higher levels, your attack bonus is pretty high, so that compensates a lot for disadvantage. But before, they used to have, like, concealment, which was 1,000 times worse than disadvantage. It was a flat check.
At least they're not the ones from fucking Baldur's Gate.
It was a flat check 11, so you have to roll higher than 11 just to even try to attack it.
Okay.
All right, Tolan.
Yeah.
There was only one in Baldur's Gate 3. I remember this.
No, there's a few. There's one in actually the town Baldur's Gate, and then there's a couple in the Shrine of Shar.
Yeah, I remember there's one in Shrine of Shar. I don't remember them in the town of Baldur's.
In the carnival.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, I trapped that guy there so he wouldn't come out. I didn't have to fight
actually
him.
let him loose, and I did beast speak, or not beast speak, but I worked with him with the control monster. Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to attack Displacer Beast number 1 right next to me with just a regular attack. Oh, I gotta do that.
Yeah, roll a second one to see if you miss.
Yep.
Nope, you hit regardless. And you take off its displacement field.
There we go.
All right. You're good now, and now its displacement field is down.
Okay, and then with that, I am going to attack with Green Flame Blade for my second attack.
Oh, we got a critical hit.
Nice job.
Here we go. I'm going to get rid of some of these creatures around Dolrak. And with that, I will... I'll stay here to be a tank against the Fernaris and those guys. And that'll be the end of my turn.
Displacement Beast number 2 moves in a little bit so he can spread out his attacks. One against Dolrak and one against the closest, which is a Tiny. He utterly misses Dolrak. Misses Tiny as well. Displacer Beast 1 gets his displacement field back, spreads his attack between Dolrak and Tolan. Oh, Dolrak, you got snagged again.
You're supposed to duck away from it, not into it.
And then second on Tolan. Misses Tolan. Dolrak, you're up.
So they still have that.
They all got their fields back. Actually,
Okay,
no.
now is that
No,
considered?
I think Displacer Beast 4 has his field down because
Is that considered ghostly and translucent?
no.
Okay. So 1 and 2's at a disadvantage.
Yeah. Think of it
Okay, I'm
sort of
gonna-
like a mirror image. It's sort of like that, where there's like two versions of it, and you don't know which is which.
Okay, I'm gonna use
Oh.
blast. I'm gonna cast blast on Olin, me, and Zarek.
Okay.
Thank you.
And then that's my turn.
All right. You got bless. It'll go for a minute if you guys can finish this combat and run into the next one. It'll still be there.
It's concentration, right?
Yes.
That was an advantage, was it? Was that just damage or a hit? No, that was a hit. What? Oh, that was a blast. That's why. Okay.
Right. That's why I did that.
Yeah. Okay.
Creepy. Still haven't gone down?
Yeah, that guy's fucking doing well.
Oh, he's barely hanging on to a thread of life.
See, I wish I don't think I could do anything like that, but I wish you could like hit them with the hilt of your sword as a bonus action. You know, I wish they had things like that in friggin' D&D.
Oh, they have that in Pathfinder. Tiny, you're
Oh,
up.
stop it, John! Stop it.
True though.
Well, I mean, I could always be like, John, I want to train and add something and work something out over time, and you know that's what 5e has for you. But it's still a pain because then you have to add all this extra shite.
No, the problem is they leave all this stuff in the hands of a DM. Or,
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
that's
It's
the
ridiculous.
that's the. I know it's very flexible, but the problem is you have to start thinking about, well, you know,
We'll
how do
break
I
the game.
how do I
third.
how do I manage these abilities? Do I let this is going to do an extra damage? How's that balance against the party? You got to think about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's flexible enough. You can do whatever you want, of course. But they put a lot of weight on the DM. Tiny, you're up.
You there, Tiny?
Sorry about that. Use my bonus action to heal Dolrak. And then kind of wonder something.
Wonder.
'Cause I got Oh, I'm gonna untarget Dolrak, and I'm gonna viciously mock Displacer Beast number 2.
Okay, roll its wisdom save.
Okay, vicious mockery.
Let's see how wise these beasts are.
Yeah.
Meow meow ugly probably Tom.
Oh, he rolls a 19 on the die. He fends off your vicious mockery because he doesn't understand you. Because he doesn't speak your language, probably.
Even if I were to say it in ancient Tabaxi.
No, these creatures aren't actually cats. They look like cats, but they are. You don't really know what kind of creatures they are.
They're hideous monsters.
I think they're cute.
I'd keep one as a pet.
Displacer
Fuck
Beast
yeah.
number 4, who has 1 measly hit point left, recharges his displacement field and throws 2 tentacles at you.
Great.
Oh, at some point they have so much action economy, they're gonna be critting. And then a second attack. That's a miss. Naris, you're up.
I blame you, Tiny.
Which one of these? Does 1 or 4? Either of them have their? Do they have their field on?
4 does.
4 does have his field on.
Correct.
1 does not.
Okay. Well,
1
I'll
was
attack
recently
number 1.
hit, doesn't have his field. 2 has his field.
Okay, so I'm going to send a firebolt at number 1. At that time. And I will attack him with my Watcher's Punishment as well. Okay, well, didn't quite have enough in me to take him down, so I'll pass my turn.
All right,
Alright.
Tolan.
Someone's going to attack this creature that's right next to him with a 3-point blade. Attack.
Almost dead.
Dead.
Christmas.
But as flames jump into him, it's gonna jump into the guy right next to him.
That drops that other guy's displacement field.
There we go. And then I will do a second attack against Mr. Displacer Beast number 1.
Oh man, that's bad luck there.
Wow.
That's real bad.
And
should have
then
blessed.
that will end my turn, and I'll just say, "Come at me, creatures!" I'll even move closer to this one just to try to distract them even more. Totally.
That displacer beast answers your call. He is going to. He's got 2 tentacles. He's going to throw one. Dolak's right next to him, so 1 at Dolrak and 1 at Tolan. Oh, Dolrak, you're getting hit a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dolrak. stop doing
I'm
that.
afraid your bless has gone down.
No.
Oh man. Oh, well.
He misses Tolan though. Displacer Beast number 1, his field
Yeah,
goes.
learn how to duck and weave, Dolrak.
Field goes back up. He's going to do the same exact thing. 1 at Dolrak, 1 at Tolan. Net 1 on Dolrak. 7 on Tolan, misses.
If they roll 1, they should get their field ought to go down.
There's no penalty for a crit fail in 5e.
I love fumble tables.
So is 1's up or down?
1 is to the left.
Yeah, it's up. Because it just went.
So it's a disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make sure.
Everybody has their field up right now, so.
Okay, thank you.
You hit him anyway.
No, that's not going to do it.
One second attack. Hey.
That just does it.
Nice.
All right, there you go. He's gone.
Good job.
That's all I can do.
That was good.
Zarek, this displacer beast number 4 is just barely hanging on to life. Gotta put it out of its misery.
Yeah, I see that. Hopefully I can freaking hit him.
There we go.
All right. All right.
All right, cleaning up. Tiny.
Alright, it's my turn now. So, let's see. I'm going to first untarget this beast for a minute so I can get my computer to do what I ask it to.
Don't forget to heal.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to do. I was going to target Dolrak because he looks like he's the most injured. And I'm going to heal him with my Aura of Vitality.
Yeah, Dolrak's gotten pelted pretty badly this battle. Several times.
He's fine.
Yeah, you should definitely focus on healing me.
Target Dolrak. And target Displacer Beast number 2. If I can get this computer to cooperate here. Come on. Come on. There we go. And then, instead of viciously mocking him, I'm going to attack him with a firebolt. Now, does he still have his displacement field up, or?
I believe he got hit with the green flame blade, did he? Oh, no, that was last turn.
He ended up recharging.
Yeah, he recharged.
Alright, so I'm going to have to attack with disadvantage. Yep.
Oh, it hits anyway.
Alright, I'll roll damage.
That takes down his displacement field. Now he's ready for everybody else to take him out.
Alright. And that will end my... No? Alright, end my turn.
It's Naris.
Oh. The thing don't ding anymore when it's my turn.
That is true. I noticed that now.
Only dings at the top of the round.
I will start off with my bonus action and attack with Watcher's Punishment. Did you say his displacer?
Yeah,
his,
the field is down.
Yeah.
All right. And he misses anyway. And I will cast Firebolt.
Oh,
Whoa.
Guacamole.
Wow, that's
And
bad.
I put my head down in shame and pass my turn.
I think the displacer beast's gonna come after you just for that. That was so bad it warrants the beast coming after you.
Jeez.
Alright, that's it. First attack with Green Flame Blade with a damage into it. Then we're going to do a second attack. Ooh, that one missed. And this time I will back away a little bit, get out of his reach, and dang it. No, I gotta stay just in case he's gonna attack me with stuff.
Alright, the displacer beast number 2 gets his field back, attacks Zarek and Dolrak. Oh man, Dolrak, you keep getting hit. You got the highest armor class too. Well, I think you do.
yeah, I believe so.
What is
It's
your
19. 19.
I got you by 1 with my...
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why I duck and weave.
I thought you was higher than that.
I had 20, but since I don't have my ring of
Well, I
protection,
thought you was higher than 20, actually.
I think he's wearing half plate. That's why, because he got a half plate of crit avoidance.
Oh, I see.
So Dorak, if you're up.
okay, well, I'll just attack with disadvantage.
No, its field is down.
Oh,
Oh no, I'm sorry, it's up.
okay.
It just went.
I was gonna say it's always up because he goes before me. So I'm gonna hit him.
No, not with
This
the
time.
2.
I'm gonna hit him this time though.
Some kind of ugly dice there, Dorak.
Yeah, Dorak copied my dice.
Not
It's
with
a
the
good
7
dice.
either.
have them.
That's the blood dice.
You had to, yeah.
have them.
I played it with those in the
Dorak,
campaign, and he was like, "Fuck yeah."
Yeah, there you go. 13 points of damage. His field is down. He's ripe for the pickings.
It's up to you, Zarek.
Darlak.
All right.
Zarek.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce it?
Zarek.
Zarek.
Okay.
Wait, is that down? Is it up or down?
It's
down.
down, but you rolled a 1, so it doesn't matter.
Okay. And disadvantage.
Why are you at disadvantage?
No, it's down.
Oh, well, it still hits. It's okay.
Yeah, you hit anyway.
Okay.
Oh.
It doesn't go back up just because you rolled a 1.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's my turn.
That is a funny punishment. His field goes back up if you roll a 1.
Yeah, that's something you could homebrew.
I could, but no. The problem
Well,
with
then
homebrewing
his
is
should go down if he rolls a 1
the problem
too,
with homebrewing is consistency. If you homebrew something and you make a new rule, you have to apply that rule always, and then you got to remember
you
the
gotta
rule.
play one of my games. You're gonna lose your mind if you play one of my games.
You do a lot of homebrewing.
Oh, the whole thing is everyone enjoyed it, so I just
No,
wanted
you
to
still
be fun
enjoy
for
it.
everybody.
It's just the burden. The more you homebrew, the more stuff you got to remember.
I can't play by the rules like that. The amount of magic items I give everybody here, have a +2 sword, have a cloak of protection and a bracers of protection, and cool. You need anything else? Okay. By the way, this ghoul has legendary actions. Good luck.
Let's finish
Go
this
for it,
guy off.
Brady.
It's getting late.
Alright, so Tiny Marble Cakes will attack. This guy's displacement field is down, right?
It's down.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna attack him with a firebolt. And that hits, and roll damage. Alright.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's my main action, and I will use my bonus action. I will untarget the Displacer Beast if it'll let me.
I wonder who's gonna heal.
There we go. I'll target Dolrak.
You still got...
Whoa.
Okay.
Come on, really? I don't know if it's my computer being a piece of poop or if it's just Fantasy Grounds. Come on.
I think you got him targeted now.
There we go. Yeah, it was just not showing on my screen because my computer is being slow.
There we go.
And that'll be my turn.
Get me back in the green. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'll try a firebolt as well. On Mr. Displacer Beast number 2. Damn!
Nope.
Rolling worth of crap.
No, the dice are not in your favor this battle.
No, I'm going to change him.
They're not in any of y'all's favor this battle.
Yeah, so
I wasn't doing too bad.
I got a critical hit.
Yeah.
I got hit critically.
Like 3 times.
And another miss.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big wow.
Don't worry, you'll kill him next round at this rate.
Okay.
Can you kill him before his damn displacer field goes back up?
I hope
Oh, there we
I
go.
will.
There we
Oh!
go. What a finish. That'll probably kill him.
Ooh.
There we go.
A crit from a 9 life.
Playing,
I was gonna say,
Yeah, you killed him with a crit. He gets dying 4.
isn't a crit with a 9 life stealer like?
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Did you use the 9 life stealer?
Yeah, I was using
Oh
9 life.
no, you just wasted another charge as the soul of the displacer beast gets sucked into into your sword.
Why is that bad?
He only has so many charges. Because if you crit with a 9 life stealer, you can insta-kill just about anything. But you can only do it so many times before the sword is the power of the sword is used up and it gets full of souls. And then once it gets full of souls, then it takes over your body and the demon gets summoned and you become evil. I'm just kidding. I don't know. I don't know what happens.
God. Hey, good job, Tiny. Good. Thanks for the help.
Meow meow.
So you guys clean up after this battle. You look around and there's white gates. There's a bunch of white gates you can see just from where you are. There's one to the east. There's one to the southeast. You don't have any attunements to this area. You look.
Yep.
We look at the white gate to the southeast, and from the other side of this white gate, you hear the voice of a little girl. Help me! Oh, please help me!
Yeah, that sounds like this beast she mentioned.
Yep. And